help him recognize and understand that his loyalty to his mother shouldn't come, at the cost of your relationship. Yeah, his loyalty to his mother is a different thing. Yeah, he doesn't have to jeopardize his relationship with you in order to prove his loyalty. He doesn't have to abuse you in order to prove his loyalty to his mother. He doesn't have to make you feel miserable in order to make his mother feel good. Yeah, and to prove that he's loyal, towards his mother. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways, with the help of which you can, survive a marriage with a man who's emotionally wedded to his narcissistic mother. I mean, with an individual who's a victim of emotional incest by his narcissistic mother. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So, this is a very common question, that I come across, and, a lot of my clients, reach out to me and, they tell me that, my partner is good, my husband is good, but, he's, in a kind of a very unhealthy relationship, with his mother. His mother is very controlling, and my husband just ignores. He doesn't, do anything about it. Yeah, he simply dismisses and ignores, and he's just like a puppet. And he's unable to, take charge. He's unable to, take control of his life. He's unable to, uphold boundaries. So, I get, a lot of, these cases. And, with my personal experience, I mean, as a therapist and as a survivor, I was raised by narcissistic parents. My first relationship was with a, a son who was emotionally, wedded to his narcissistic mother, a covert narcissistic mother. So, I know how things are. Plus, as a REBT therapist, as a CBT therapist, I get to, interact with a lot of clients, who have, this problem. It's quite a common problem with a lot of women. And, some of the guys are genuinely good. Yeah. But they have a lot of guilt and shame. They are burdened with a lot of guilt and shame, and they are, manipulated to such an extent that, it's very difficult for them to, take charge of their own life. It's difficult, for them to uphold boundaries and protect their partner. Yeah, not all men who are victim of emotional incest are bad. Some of them are good. Yeah, it's just that they are dysfunctional. It's just that they don't know how to regulate themselves. It's just that they are unaware of boundaries. Yeah, so these individuals, these adult children of narcissistic mothers, I mean sons of narcissistic mothers, are those individuals who have been emotionally crippled from a very young age. Yeah, don't expect those men to function maturely. Don't expect those men to be intelligent, emotionally intelligent, regulated, and someone who will stand next to you. Yeah, the way how a healthy guy does. Don't expect all of these things from them. Understand their backstory. Yeah, it's not a very good story. It's a dirty story. It's a dirty history. Yeah, and of course the credit goes to the narcissistic mother, because she emasculated the son, she manipulated the son, she guilt tripped the son, she did all sorts of things from an early age. Yeah, with her son. And as a result of which, these son grow up to be dysfunctional adult, dysfunctional men. Yeah, they are not by default bad, but they were groomed to be dysfunctional. They were groomed to be dependent. They were groomed to be dysregulated. Yeah, that's how things are. Yeah, so the problem is not with these men. The problem is with these narcissistic mothers who raise such men. With my experience, I mean, spending time with such individual, I was in relationship with a man, and he was beyond repair. To tell you honestly, he was madly in love with his mother. I really don't know whether they had any kind of physical relationship, but yes, they were extremely close. And looking at them, I used to feel uncomfortable. Yeah, the way how they used to touch each other, the way how they used to share everything. I mean, every time my husband used to make love to me, he used to inform his mother. Yeah, that's how, enmeshed it was, and it was really uncomfortable for me. Yeah, him waking up every morning and reporting what he has brought for me, what, where all he has taken me, what all he did with me, and this and that. And then she used to, shout at him that don't love her so much, that's not how you are going to establish control, withhold love and affection, and that's how you will control her. She's a wild bitch and all of that. So that was a unique case, yeah, in its own way, my ex. Plus I have seen other men also. I mean, it's quite common. Yeah, I mean, people don't talk about it, society doesn't address to such things, but it's quite common. Yeah, there are a lot of narcissistic women who are enmeshed in a very unhealthy way with their son. They really don't care if the son will suffer in his adult life. They are not interested. All what they are interested in is harvesting supply, whether it is financial gain, emotional gain, social validation, admiration. Yeah, that's it. So it's all about her. And this is because of extreme sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, inability to self-reflect. These women are ruthless. Yeah, it's all about them. Yeah, they are ruthless as wives, they are horrible as mothers. They are not fit for any relationship. Yeah, I have dealt with a lot of cases where the guy really loves the girl, but the guy is unable to use boundaries. Yeah, the guy is unable to stop his narcissistic mother from barging in every aspect of his life, whether it's his relationship, his professional life. The guy is unable to protect his partner, but the guy genuinely loves his partner. And to tell you honestly, I mean, my partner, I mean, who I'm married to, he was also victim of emotional incest. Yeah, but he had this curiosity, he had this hunger and craving to learn, to improve, to grow, and to heal. Yeah, so it was easy for me to work with him. Yeah, because he knew there was something wrong with his family. Yeah, so it was easy. And the same way, the other clients I deal with, some of them are aware, yeah, that my mother is very controlling. My mother doesn't like me being happy. My mother doesn't like me having me time. My mother doesn't like me dating the girl of my choice and preference. Yeah, so there are a lot of guys who are aware, but they don't have the right terms. Yeah, they don't know what it is called. They know that things are not okay, they feel suffocated, they feel choked, but they really don't know what the thing is. Yeah, what they are dealing with. Yeah, and this is because they are unaware of narcissism, they are unaware of narcissistic personality disorder, and plus cognitive dissonance. Even though they are being mistreated and abused by their caregiver, in this case the mother, it's very difficult for them to accept the fact that my mother is abusing me, my mother is my abuser. No, that's not possible. No, 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 that's absolutely wrong. Yeah, so a lot of cognitive dissonance, a lot of cognitive distortion, a lot of cognitive bias is in play. Yeah, I mean, like, society also has a big role to play. Oh no, she has a difficult backstory, so what if she did this, so what if she did that, but in the end she loves you, she carried you for 9 months, she spent sleepless nights, blah blah blah. Society is there to enable, embolden, and whitewash the narcissist bad deeds. Yeah, and it becomes difficult for kids to see who their narcissistic parents actually are. Yeah, they are confused. Sometimes love is given, I mean, the crumbs, and the kids keep misunderstanding those crumbs for love, and it's very unpredictable, chaotic. It's very difficult for the kids to reach a solid conclusion. Yeah, they are all the time confused, gaslit by their narcissistic mother, gaslit by the others, narcissistic mothers, enablers, flying monkeys. It's difficult to see things clearly. So yes, I mean, there are a lot of men who are aware that there is something wrong, and they desperately need help. It's just that they don't have the right tools. Yeah, or their partner is not helping them, or they don't have means to reach out and look out for help. Yeah. So it's not that all men are dysfunctional, dysregulated. Yes, men do have their own share of challenges, I mean, who are raised by narcissistic mothers. But some of them desperately want to heal, some of them desperately want to come out of that prison, emotional prison. Yeah. And take charge of their life, and have some me time, have some good time. Everybody wants to experience good time, everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants good moments in their life. Yeah. So yes, I mean, there are those who grow up to be narcissists themselves. Yeah. And that's because of excessive attention, in some of the cases neglect. Yeah. And not having a healthy role model. So kids learn all of the wrong stuff, toxic stuff, and they believe that this is the way. Yeah. In order to survive, I need to do this and this, and I need to replicate my father, I need to do what my mother says. Yeah. Because she knows more than me. Yeah. Even though she is toxic, dysfunctional. But kids have a difficult time in seeing their parents for who they are. Yeah. They have a lot of problem in accepting the fact that their parents are the abuser. One thing is that they are in love with their parent. I mean, every kid loves their parent. The second thing is that they had always been on the edge. Yeah? Love and affection was withheld, silent treatment, triangulation, gaslighting, and as a result of which these kids don't develop a healthy attachment style. Yeah, they develop a very unhealthy attachment style, and as a result of which they are all the time anxious, they avoid conflict, they are scared of being abandoned, or they are scared of losing the relationship with their parent, and as a result of which they are stuck with their narcissistic parent. Yeah. And the narcissistic parent then grooms however they wish. Yeah. So first thing is, you need to understand if at all your partner is uh, addressing to the dysfunctionality, yeah, in his family. If he is, that means there is some scope of improvement. If he is talking about the wrong things that the mother is doing, definitely he's aware, but he doesn't have the term, he doesn't know what the phenomena is. But he's aware. Yeah. And he might uh, take your help, he might accept your help. Yeah. He might accept your support. Yeah. So first thing is that you need to see if at all he's addressing, if at all he's identifying and talking about the dysfunctionality in the family, if at all he's talking about the abusive things that his mother is doing. Yeah. Whether at all he's addressing to it or not. If he's constantly dismissing it, that means he knows, but he is having difficulty in accepting it and confronting the truth. Yeah. One thing can be that. The other thing can be that he strongly believes that this is the way, and there's nothing wrong with my mother. So the only problem is with you and the others, not my mother. If that's how things are, that means he's beyond repair. Yeah. But if he is addressing to her toxic behavior, to the abusive things that she does, that means he's aware, and he will accept your help, he will seek therapy, he will accept and look out for support. Yeah. He is a candidate whom you can work on, and you both can grow and evolve and heal each other. Yeah. But if your man is like, no, 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 she is not wrong, she's perfect, you have got no idea, the problem is with you. I think the problem is with you, the problem is not with my mother, you've got no idea how much she has suffered. So he's basically in a state where all of that conditioning is solidified, and it's difficult for him to unlearn. Yeah. So in those cases, the best thing is to let those guys be happy with their mother. You work on your finances, you strengthen yourself, and you move on in life. Yeah. Because with them things will be very difficult. With them you might not have a kind of a connection where you can be brutally honest and tell them that your mother is being a bitch, and you should stand up and you should do something about it. Yeah. So it gets very difficult. So there are these two kinds of men. Yeah. One are those who are aware, who will address, but they really don't know what they are dealing with. And the other type is that who will not accept that there is something wrong with their mother. Yeah, and they might be on the path of becoming a narcissist themselves. Yeah. So yes, this video is all about the different ways you can survive your relationship with a man who's being emotionally wedded, or who's a victim of emotional incest by his narcissistic mother. So now, coming to the different ways you can survive you know uh, your marriage with a man who's been a victim of emotional incest, or who's being emotionally wedded to his narcissistic mother. The first way is set clear boundaries. Emotional and physical boundaries are very essential. You need to lay out the boundaries and tell him, this is my limitation, this is what I can do, and this is what I can't, this is what I can tolerate, and this is what I will not tolerate. Yeah. Lay it out clearly, and this is going to help him understand that there is something called boundary, and she has a threshold, she has a limitation, and if I push her more, she's not going to take it. Yeah. So this is going to bring about this awareness in him, that there is something called boundaries which he is not using with his mother. Yeah. When he will see that you are using boundaries with him and with his mother, he is going to learn, he is going to understand that, okay, I can also say that this is my limitation, this is what I want, and this is the extent that I can help you, and apart from that I can't do anything. Yeah. He will learn, he will slowly and gradually learn to say no. He will slowly uphold boundaries, he will take help of boundaries. Yeah. So you set clear boundaries, emotional boundaries, physical boundaries. Yeah. And you model what boundary is in front of him. Yeah. And that's how he's going to learn. Yeah. I mean, if he loves you, he is going to learn. He is not going to keep pushing you. He's not going to keep nagging you. He's going to learn, and somewhere or the other, on the long run, he's going to use boundaries as well. And this is for those guys who are aware, even though they are victim of emotional incest, but they are aware of the dysfunctionality, yeah, in their family. They are aware of the toxic things that his mother does. So this is for those guys, and this is not for those narcissistic guys who are just full-blown narcissists themselves, and who are not ready to accept anything. Yeah. Things can work out with those who are somewhat aware of what's happening. You cannot awaken a person who's not asleep. Yeah. You can awaken those who are fast asleep. Yeah. You can go to them and tell them, hey, wake up. You can nudge them, and you can shake them, and you can tell them get up. Yeah. You can wake them up. But those who are acting, yeah, those who are just pretending they are asleep, you can't wake them up, because they are never asleep in the first place. Yeah. So you can only make a marriage work out if the guy is also ready. He doesn't need to be 100% ready, but at least if he's aware, if he's talking about the dysfunctional part, if he's talking about the toxic part, abusive part, that means he's aware. So you can work things out with him, you can help him. Yeah. And you both can work things out. You both can heal and evolve and grow together. Yeah. So the first thing is set clear boundaries. Yeah. When you will set clear boundaries, in a way you are educating him also about boundaries. Yeah. And the benefits of having boundaries. The other thing that you can do is that address the emotional incest. Yeah. Help your husband recognize that his mother behavior is inappropriate. Yeah. She's a little too much. Yeah. Don't just tell your husband that she's a bitch, she's a narcissist. Don't say that. But educate him how her relationship with him is not healthy. Yeah. It's emotionally suffocating. Yeah. And harmful, and it is going to have a negative influence on your married life. Yeah. You need to tell him that there needs to be boundary between a mother and a son. Yeah, you cannot keep on, playing the role of her husband. You cannot keep on, treating her like your wife. Yeah, let the husband play the role of, her husband. Yeah, you play the role of a son. Yeah, so you need to educate him. Yeah, you need to make him aware of what emotional incest is and what it looks like and how it can influence and impact, other relationships. So yes, educate him about emotional incest, and help him understand, yeah, how emotional incest pans out, how it affects, influences the other relationships of the man. Yeah, how it impacts his love life, how it impacts his married life. you know uh, Educate him. Yeah, that's something which is going to, you know uh, help him understand, the situation he is in. Yeah, the other thing that you can do is that, strengthen your bond with your husband. Yeah, you need to focus on, building a strong, emotionally intimate relationship with your husband. And that should be, separate from, his narcissistic mother's influence. Emotional independence is very essential for marital harmony. Yeah, so you need to develop a good bond. You need to give him that safe space where he can be his vulnerable self, where he is not judged. Yeah, you need to, uh, make him experience, what healthy relationship, feels like. Yeah, only then he'll be able to understand, where he's coming from, what he has experienced in the past. Yeah, but if you, keep treating him, in the same, dysfunctional way, unpredictable way, in a chaotic way, he won't be able to identify. Yeah, he won't be able to understand. Yeah, so you need to build that emotional bond with him. So how will you be able to, strengthen the bond? You can strengthen the bond by, giving him a safe emotional space where he can be himself. He's not judged, his vulnerabilities are not misused, he is not criticized, he is validated, he is appreciated. And that's, how you build a healthy bond. If you keep on nagging, if you keep on, telling him that he's, not good enough, you are just doing what his mother is doing. Yeah, so you will never be able to make him feel better. You can win him, you can win his heart by making him feel good. Yeah, by treating him well, by treating him right, by treating him, the man he is. And you cannot treat him or make him feel good if you keep infantilizing him, if you keep criticizing him, if you keep emasculating him the way how his mother does. Yeah, so you have to, learn the healthy ways to treat him, and that's how you both can establish a healthy bond. Once that healthy emotional bond is established, you know you will have a good time with him. He will, move ahead in life with you. He will, take help of boundaries. He is going to protect you, and your relationship will be healthy, and it will be more stronger. Yeah, so yes, I mean, you need to focus on strengthening your bond with him. Yeah, you just can't keep telling him you're worthless because of your mother. No, you have to, motivate him, encourage him, make him feel like a boss, make him feel, the amazing man he is, the, great potential he has on the inside. And you have to help his inner child heal as well. You have to, help him uh, experience good. Yeah, a version of good that is different from what, you know he was given by his narcissistic mother. Yeah, give him freedom, give him space, go out on a, a drive, go out for shopping, educate him about self-care. Yeah, spend time together, do crazy stuff together. That's how you connect and build a bond. But if you are constantly judging, nagging, criticizing, and you are wanting him to, accept everything at one go, he won't be able to. Yeah, so you have to slowly maneuver him, you have to slowly guide him, and coach him into healing. Yeah, that's how, things are going to, work out. But if you are just going to keep on telling him you are a worthless piece of shit, you have been, messed up by your mother, he won't be understanding. Yeah, you're just blaming. That's not how things, work out. You need to educate him, and you need to, make him feel safe, emotionally safe with you. Yeah, and then he's going to open, and you both can grow, heal, and evolve together. The other thing that you can do in order to survive that marriage is telling him that you will always prioritize and protect your mental health, prioritizing your own mental health, emotional well-being, by creating space when needed and seeking therapy or support group, is something which is going to model a kind of a behavior, model a very healthy thing in front of him. He will learn that I need to say no. He will learn that I need to isolate myself from toxic individual. He will learn that it's absolutely okay to seek therapy. It's absolutely okay to connect with support groups. Yeah, and all of it is going to help him understand things better. Yeah, so you have to model the healthy thing. She was modeling the negative, unhealthy, toxic thing, the narcissistic mother. Yeah, now you have to be the woman who's modeling the healthy thing, and that in a way educates the man also. Yeah, and trust me, every man wants to feel good. Every man craves for attention and admiration. Every man loves being appreciated. Every man, wants that unconditional love. Yeah. So you don't have to replicate what his mother is doing out of frustration. Don't do that. Instead, model healthy behavior in front of him, and trust me, that is going to you know um, do a lot of magic. That is going to work things out in a healthy way. The other thing that you can do in order to survive that marriage and make things work out and in some ways help your man is by avoiding direct confrontation. So don't directly confront the narcissistic mother. Yeah, because she's again going to stage things in a different way. She's going to do a number on you. She's going to manipulate the son, gaslight the son, guilt trip the son. She's going to do all sorts of things. Yeah, so don't call out her bad behavior. Yeah, don't confront her. Yeah, with anger and rage. Instead, educate the son. Yeah, in a very civil manner, in a very decent way. You don't have to shout your lungs out and say your mother is a bitch, she's a narcissist, and you are her pseudo husband. You don't have to do all of that. Educate it in a nice manner, in a calm, quiet way. Yeah, you don't have to be loud, shout your lungs out, or be rageful. Just talk things out. Yeah, never tell her directly that she's a bitch. Yeah, because then she's going to throw more rage at you. She's going to do a lot of nasty things with you and your husband. Yeah, so you need to be smart. Rather than confronting her, just tell your husband, see, your mother is doing this and I'm not feeling good about it. Yeah, so what do you think we should do? Yeah, let him take the lead. Tell him, don't tell her directly. And if you will treat your husband with empathy, you know he will understand. With time he will understand, rather than engaging in battle and argument and all those violent thing. The best thing is communicate with him with empathy. Tell him, how would you feel if my mother would have treated you that way? I don't think you would have felt bad. I don't think you would have felt good. Yeah, and then tell him that if I was the husband, I would have protected you at all costs. Yeah, so educate him. Tell him with empathy. Yeah, don't judge him. Don't tell him that you are worthless piece of shit, you are not protecting me, you are horrible, you are just taking her side. Don't say that. Yeah, educate him and tell him that, my dear husband, if I was in your place, I would have stood up for you. I would have protected you. I would have drawn boundaries. I would have told my mother not to mistreat you and not to push your buttons. I would have taken your side. So what do you think? Yeah, what are you going to do next? So ask him. Yeah, and you need to have empathy. Yeah, you need to talk to him in a very sensible, sane manner, rather than fighting, argument, shouting, swearing. Don't do all of that. Yeah. So, avoid direct confrontation, tell your husband. Yeah. And this with time, in a way, will help your husband also to identify his mother's action and behavior. Yeah. So rather than, throwing rage and shouting and creating a drama and fighting, howling, don't do that. Be a little smart. Yeah. Because, your man is going to understand with time. Yeah. But if he's a full blown narcissist, he's not going to understand. But if he is a victim of emotional incest and he wants to heal, he somewhat wants to experience good, yeah, he somewhat is aware of the toxicity in the family, he is going to understand with time. The other thing that you can do, to survive your marriage is encourage emotional independence. Gently guide your husband to understand how his emotional enmeshment with his mother limits his personal growth. Yeah. So slowly, gradually educate him. Yeah. How his emotional enmeshment is stunting his growth, stunting his professional growth, stunting his personal growth. Yeah. So slowly educate him and, encourage him to, take small steps, yeah, to make independent decisions. Yeah. And, doing things by himself without her, influence and intervention. Yeah, encourage him slowly. It's okay, you can do it. You really don't have to ask her, you really don't have to inform her. I mean, you're a grown-up man. Yeah, so talk to him politely and make him understand that every human has the right to make decisions, for himself. Yeah, he or she doesn't need to run back to his narcissistic parent. Yeah, so encourage him to, make decisions all by himself. Tell him that it's okay if your decision is not right, or if you face some loss because of it. It's absolutely okay, we learn from our mistakes. Give him room to learn from his mistakes. Yeah, because his mother never gave him room to learn from his mistakes. Yeah, and that's how she had, him on hook for long. You need to give him a positive space, you need to give him a space where he can explore. You need to encourage him to do the things which he was unable to do without the help of his mother. Yeah, you need to groom him to be a man he is. Yeah, and that's how your relationship is going to improve, and things are going to be good with time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen, with time. He is going to heal, he is going to, transform and become, the best version of himself, and you both will be happy. The other thing that you can do in order to, survive your marriage with your husband who's been raised by a narcissistic mother, who's been a victim of emotional incest, is by creating a safe space for open dialogue. So, foster open communication, in your marriage, where your husband feels safe to express his emotion, his feelings without the fear of being judged. Yeah. And, this is going to help him recognize that, you know, his loyalty to his mother shouldn't come, at the cost of your relationship. Yeah, this is what he's going to understand with time. If you're going to give him safe space where you're not judging him, you are just letting him be himself, he's going to learn, yeah, that, he doesn't have to prove his loyalty, to his mother by abandoning you. He doesn't have to prove his loyalty towards his mother by, jeopardizing his personal relationship, I mean relationship with you. He's going to learn that. Yeah, because you're making him feel good, you're giving him a safe space to be whoever he wants to be without the fear of being judged, no threats of abandoning. Yeah, no guilt tripping, no payback reminder, no emotional manipulation. Give him a safe, open environment where he can just speak his heart out and he's not judged. Yeah. Instead, you support him, you encourage him, and you motivate him. Yeah. So, yes, creating a safe space for open dialogue is very essential. And this will help him recognize and understand that his loyalty to his mother shouldn't come, at the cost of your relationship. Yeah, his loyalty to his mother is a different thing. Yeah, he doesn't have to jeopardize his relationship with you in order to prove his loyalty. He doesn't have to abuse you in order to prove his loyalty to his mother. He doesn't have to make you feel miserable in order to make his mother feel good, yeah, and to prove that he's loyal, towards his mother. And the last thing that you can do in order to survive, your marriage, your relationship, is offer support and not ultimatum. Yeah, instead of giving ultimatums, threats, silent treatment, don't do all of those things. Offer loving support to your husband as he navigates his complex relationship with his mother. Yeah, it takes time, for men to understand, unlearn. Yeah, because these toxic women, these narcissistic women, really, stunt their growth. They really emotionally cripple their son, yeah, from an early age. So it's difficult to unlearn. Yeah, they know what buttons to press because these mothers are the ones who install those buttons. Yeah, and that's how they control, manipulate, exploit, and abuse their sons, for the rest of their life. So offer him support, treat him, with love, empathy, be calm when you are dealing with him, and that's how you are going to, make him understand and realize that, what healthy relationship is and what toxic relationship is. Yeah, he is going to, with time, you know uh, work things out with you. With time, he might, look out for support or therapy. With time, he might, prioritize his personal healing. Yeah, and not, focus on the pressure, that is being exerted by the narcissistic mother. Yeah, so you have to make him experience good in order to, help him understand and heal, and bring his attention onto your relationship. If you are also, behaving in an erratic way, if you are not calm, if you are not, loving, if you are not showing empathy, if you're not behaving maturely, uh, you are not helping him. Instead, you're making things more difficult for him as well as you. These are, some of the ways with the help of which you can survive, the marriage. I mean, with the son who's a victim of emotional incest by his narcissistic mother. And you can, in a way, survive the relationship. You can, in a way, help him also to heal, evolve, and awaken from that slumber. And that's it. Things will work out, and you all will have a stable, uh, beautiful, understanding and amazing relationship together. Yeah, so patience and time is very important. Yeah, and all of these things, you know uh, will work out, and all of these things, all of these different ways, to survive, the marriage, will only work out with those individuals who are aware and who are somewhat, addressing to the dysfunctionality and toxicity and the abuse in the family. These things are not going to, make the marriage better if you are, with a narcissist. Yeah, because he's going to never accept that his mother is toxic, his mother is abusive, his mother is, you know misbehaving, mistreating you or him. He's never going to accept that. Yeah, because with time he himself has grown up to be a narcissist. Yeah, and he likes, being a narcissist. Yeah, and the credit goes to the narcissistic mother, her upbringing, her conditioning, her brainwashing, you know um, in some cases neglect or excessive attention. All of this, made him, into a narcissist, and he likes being that way. Yeah, that's become, his, coping mechanism. That's become his, survival technique. Yeah, by being a narcissist, he likes, more attention, more admiration. He likes being a control freak. He likes, thinking in a specific way. He doesn't like, being rational. He likes giving threats and ultimatums. He's learned all of that from his mother. Yeah, so you cannot, use all of these, methods and ways with a narcissistic man. Yeah, with a man who's a narcissist. So you can only use these method and ways to work things out with those individuals who are aware that there's something wrong with their family, there's something wrong with their mother. But with those who are just denying, dismissing and invalidating what you are saying, you cannot work things out with them. Yeah, they are full blown narcissists, and they are going to support other narcissists. They're never going to pay heed to what you are saying. Yeah, they will never change. Yeah, because they just don't want to do the inner work. They have inability to self reflect. Yeah, so you cannot make things work out with a narcissistic man. Yeah, but with those who are not narcissistic, who have become a little dysfunctional, and who are aware and addressing, with them you can use these ways and you can make your relationship work out. You can save your marriage, you can heal him, and you can have a stronger relationship as one. Yeah, so yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.